and welcome to a brief clip from this week's GameSpot of Thrones. If you'd like to watch the full video, head over to youtube.com/GameSpot. Alright, Coldhands. So, for years, book readers have been speculating about who he could be. So it could, obviously, Benjen Stark is the obvious choice, the Night's Watchman who went missing, who's then come back as Coldhands. But there's also other names in the mix, like really old Night's Watch members who've just gone missing, like literally hundreds of years ago. It could be them. But now it seems that the showrunners, so at least for the TV show, Coldhands is Benjen Stark.
Uncle Benjen.
In the book, we know that he's definitely a member of the Night's Watch because he's dressed in black, and he meets Sam Tarly in the book at some point and calls him brother, again saying that he's a member of the Night's Watch. So it's kind of strange that he has been confirmed as Benjen, because there was a thing I saw where someone had found an original manuscript of A Dance with Dragons, and they had editor's notes written on them. And one of the editor's notes was, "So Coldhands is Benjen?" ? And George wrote in big red pen, "No," like circled it. So it would be interesting to see if this is a plot point that they're going to deviate on.
I mean, previous to this, the Hodor stuff hasn't reached its finale in the books, has it?
George has confirmed that came from George, though.
So this would be the first plot deviation, right?
Not really. Like, I think if it was a big character reveal, like sometimes characters get changed around.
Right.
The reason I was thinking is because we know Benjen as a character. Like, we met him in season 1. He's Ned's brother. He took Jon to the wall. Is it just convenience that he's Coldhands?
I mean, it is part convenience, but it also makes good sense. Like, obviously, Benjen's a known quantity. He's he went missing for a period, and he has familiarity and has been in close contact with the White Walkers. So if it was gonna be anyone, he's the best option, I think, and it kind of fits the way the story is actually going. It's not like he's shoehorned in there, because obviously at the same time, you know, Bran is seeing the visions, and a lot of the visions are of his family being killed, which is something he didn't really see because he wasn't present. But it might be a way of kind of reinforcing his family kind of connection again, to remind him that he is, you know, a relative of Benjen, to kind of create that connection. Maybe as a replacement for Hodor. I mean, Hodor, they've always been quite close, but he needs someone who he can rely on again. And for that person, like, I think the best person is his uncle Benjen.
That's interesting, actually, saying that it's reinforcing the family tie, because especially now that Benjen's like, "Oh yeah, the Three-Eyed Raven is you," and last week the Three-Eyed Raven was like, "Oh, I'm training you to be my replacement." It's kind of as if Bran was his own entity rather than being Bran Stark. He's becoming the Three-Eyed Raven.
Yeah.
This all-seeing.
It makes for the best storytelling as well, because if it was some old dude that went missing 100 years ago who saved Bran, you'd be like,
Why do I care?
Why do you care? And there's a lot more kind of gravitas to it being Benjen, because obviously his brother's been killed. All of his family have been killed. So he's got this real kind of need to help his nephew and kind of see things through and get rid of the White Walkers. And, you know, who knows where they could go, and from there they could conquer the world.
And obviously, since he's half White Walker and the White Walkers are trapped north of the wall because of the wall's magic, maybe he can now come south again.
Yeah.
And like, imagine that reunion with Jon. Like, oh, by the way, I died once and came back to life. Oh, hi, Uncle Benjen, you're half a White Walker. That's
Happy
setting up for
families.
some supernatural family stuff going on.
Yeah, he could be the key to defeating, you know, the White Walkers. He's he's got one foot in each world, and he could like come in between and be like the key to figuring out how to bring them down once and for all.
And he knows what he's doing when he's fighting them, because he uses the flaming flail and the chained scythe to smash the bone men. So I mean,
which kind of feeds
tactics
into
alone.
it feeds into the burn them all kind of thing.
Yeah.